Hey guys, how you going? It is Ingrid here. We're gonna be doing my February TBR in my Neverland TBR game style. First things first, I look like shit. This is just my life at the moment. I'm also filming in the living room, so if you hear things, it's probably just my dogs. Isn't that right, Tinka? Do you want to come help me film? Oi. So, if you didn't know, I have dogs. Also have fibro. Life hasn't been that well lately, so I look like shit every day. But I wanted to film this regardless. My energy is not going to be all up there, but you're here to watch me play the game anyway. Did you get jealous now, Emmy? Yeah. Can't pet one dog and not the other, you know? I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the game today. I have high hopes for it. Then in February, I would like to participate in a couple of readathons. So the two main readathons I want to take part in is Polarthon, which is hosted by JD Reads, have it linked in the description, as well as the To Be Continued Readathon, which focuses on sequels. And so hopefully I can get some of that onto my board game this month. But first we should talk about how I did in the month of January. So I had 5 books to read last month and I read 3 of them. Yay! So first off we had 1,000 Pieces of You, which was my TBR vet card thing. I read that one. And then it was The Girl Who Stole an Elephant, which was last month's middle grade monthly pick. And for mine it was Read a Book with a Beautiful Cover. So I read that. And then it was Rat Queens Volume 1, which was my High Expectations pick, and I read that. And then we have Wicked As You Wish by Rin Shupeko, which was my... which one was this one? Most recent purchase. And I have started this. Have not finished it. Might put it down. I like it, but I'm not loving it, you know? So I put the most recent card back into circulation since I didn't complete it. And the last one that I didn't even start, I'm so sorry Christine, is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This one is huge. I did not even get to start this. I want to see if I can put it onto my February TBR though, so let's hope. This one was, by the way, the Twitter pick one, so I've also taken that card and put it back into the game because I did not complete this challenge. So I think I've said what I need to say. I hope. Again, this is just life at the moment. It was either filming, looking like shit, not having energy, or not filming, and obviously I went with this choice. Let's get into the first roll. If you don't know what this game is, I'll have my January one linked down below. I kind of do a walkthrough of my board game, like the rules, the prompts, all that jazz. I'm not going to explain that now, I'm just going to go straight into the first roll. Alright guys, so we're going to do February's rolls right now. I'm on the living room floor, so if you hear noises, which you probably will, it's just my 2 dogs. But last time we ended on Mermaid Lagoon, and I'm gonna go for 5 rolls as well this month, I think. We'll see. But let's just kick it off with the first roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I seem to be getting a lot of these cards, but let's see what the first one is. If you can focus. A female protagonist. Alright, so we got our first prompt for this month. Alright, so we started off with a treasure card. I got so many of these last month, but this one was female protagonist, which is good because I read mostly female protagonist, so this one wasn't hard, but I'm going to take this opportunity to get in middle grades monthly's February pick, which is Never Tell. I should probably scoot over. It's Never Tell by Catherine. Oh, now I need help. What's her last name? Catherine Orton? Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'll have the information to the middle grade monthly. If you want to participate, it's a middle grade book club where we read a book every month. And this one also fits Polarthon. Emmy, I'm trying to film. Can you be nice, please? Okay, I don't have my copy just yet. I have ordered it, but it takes a while to get here because I live in Norway. But it's a gorgeous snowy adventure set in the wilds of Siberia full of magic and wonder for junior readers. Born in a Soviet prison camp, Lena has never seen the world outside until the night she escapes with her best friend, Bogdan. As the pair journeys across snowy wilderness, they are pursued by a vengeful sorceress and her pack of shadow wolves. The children would need every ounce of courage and a whisper of magic if they are to survive. It sounds amazing. I'm so happy that I already got on my TBR. I am hopeful that the TBR game will be nice to me this month. So let's go into roll number 2. Roll number 2. 2. 1, 2. Hi, Emmy. What are you doing? Do you want to play as well? Alright, so we landed on Neverwood, which means I need to read a fairy lit book. So for roll number 2, we landed on Neverwood, which is where you meet Tinkerbell, and so I'll have to read a fairy lit book. Again, this TBR is going really great so far because I'm going to be choosing Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. This one was, let's see, when did I get this? September 2017. Yeah, I suck. But this is a polar fantasy, great for the Polarthon. I have it out on audiobook from my library right now, so I probably will be listening to it. I don't know that much about it, except for the fact that it is a polar fantasy. It's YA. It is an adventure. It has something to do with like mountain climbing. It has something to do with being an explorer. I don't really want to know more than that. I do feel like synopsises tend to spoil more than what I personally like to know. So hopefully I'll read it this month and I'll let you know what I feel about it in my wrap. Alright, we'll go for roll number 3. 1, 2. I'll land it on Pirate Island, and there I will need to read a book that has maps in it. Alright, so we landed on Pirate Island, which means I'll meet the pirates. I'll need to have a map. And this one was a lot harder than I thought because polar fantasy, so many fantasies, you would think that there are maps in fantasies. There aren't any maps in any of the fantasies I want to read. But it's kind of good. Annika, if you're watching this, you're like, girl, we're supposed to read Crooked Kingdom. I know. But Crooked Kingdom is huge. But I'm still going to do it. I also have this audiobook, so hopefully I'll listen to this as well. But yeah, this one has 2 maps. So it has the map of Brovka. Is that the name of the thing? And then another map of Keradam. So this is the sequel to Six of Crows. If you have not heard of it, it's a really popular YA fantasy series. It is set in the same world as the Grisha trilogy, which I've read. I also read Six of Crows, obviously. It's gonna be a Netflix show, I think, in 2020. We'll see. But yeah, this follows the events of Six of Crows, where we follow this gang of criminals that are gonna try and pull off an impossible heist. And then this one follows the event of the first one. And I do think this is gonna destroy me. I know Sarah has said that this is about to destroy me, which is why I haven't read it yet, because everyone is like, oh, this left such an emotional scar. One of my coworkers were like, oh, you haven't read it yet? Girl, you're gonna cry. So that's why I don't want anything to happen to my characters. But yeah, I'm rambling. This is gonna be my maps one. Annika, we're gonna do this, okay? We'll get through this. Roll number 4. 1. Got another one of these cards. I still have not rolled anything, but let's go for another one of these cards. Needed to focus. There we go. Low expectations. Alright, so we got another treasure card, and this one is low expectations. And I'm happy that I'm going to be putting this book on my TBR, but don't hate me, but I do have low expectations for it, and that is A Gathering of Shadows, because I did not love the first one. It was very meh. I'm going into this one thinking it's going to be a whole lot of meh. I'm hopeful, but if I'm being honest with myself, like, I don't think this is going to be amazing. I don't think I'm going to, like, you know. But Christine, hopefully I won't let you down this month. I hope. And I'm sorry that I have low expectations for it. I just do. Hopefully I will be proven wrong though, you know? But it is what it is. Let's do maybe the last roll. Roll number 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. We finally landed on a roll. This is exciting. So I'm rolling a 8-sided die, which the camera won't focus on. And whichever number I land on, I will choose, which I won't choose. The dice will choose which category I will read from. So let's do this. Got number 1, a sci-fi. Damn. I wanted anything but a sci-fi, but alright. We landed on sci-fi. So we finally landed on my roll A thing, which I was so excited about. There were so many books I had. I knew if I landed on historical fiction, I would choose that. If I landed on contemporary, I would choose that. I had everything planned. And then I chose sci-fi, which I just am not feeling right now because I have so many big books on my TBR right now. But I did manage to find something that I think is going to be perfect. And that is a graphic novel. So I'm going to be reading Self-Made. And it's about this, what is it called? When you're in a video game? A avatar? Okay, so we follow this warrior named Amala. And she uncovers a shocking truth. Her world isn't real. She's actually a non-player character in a state-of-the-art video game. I don't want to read the rest of the synopsis, I don't want to know more, but she's basically a video game character that finds out that she is a video game character. So I'm getting a little bit like Westworld vibes. I haven't actually watched that show, but still, I think the cover looks beautiful. I think the art looks very, very interesting. So, luckily I got a short one I can put on here. So this one will be my sci-fi. I think I'm going to do 6 rolls this month, because why not? So yeah, this will be the final roll for the February Neverland game. 1. Okay, how satisfying was it to land back on start where it all started? But we landed on the Little House, which is the Wendy prompt. And so I'll have to read a book featuring siblings. Alright, so I went with 6 rolls, and I'm happy I did because we landed back on start, which I think is so oddly satisfying. We're back at the Little House, and the Little House is where Wendy lives, and so, Wendy and her siblings. So I will be reading a book featuring siblings. And for this one, I chose a Norwegian book called Over Grensen by Maja Lunde. This one is being turned into a movie this month. Not sure if it's going to be international or just Norwegian, but this is a middle grade book about the Second World War, which I think is amazing because I feel like there's a lot of war historical fiction novels for young adults, but there's not really a lot for middle grade. If you know anyone, let me know in the comments. But when we got this in store, I was just blown away. It's super short as well. Again, I have long books on my TBR. But this is set in Norway in 1942. Featuring 4 children, what's called on the run from the Nazis, and they're gonna try and get to Sweden, which is the country next to Norway, if you did not know. I think we followed 2 pairs of siblings, Sarah and Daniel, and they are the Jews, and they are hiding in the basement of Otto and Gerda. I'm directly translating this, so the 4 of them are gonna try and get over to the border to Sweden. And I want to read this, I want to watch the movie. I read a book by Maja Lunde before called Snøsøsteren, and I really like that. So I like her writing. I think the idea is great to introduce these kind of topics to a younger age group. And I'm excited for the movie, excited to read this, excited that it's short. Oh, yeah. Alright, so that was the TBR game. However, there was a couple of books that I really wanted to put on my TBR but couldn't. I have 2 more for a Polarthon, which I really tried to put on this TBR, but I couldn't. So those are the Polar Bear Explorers Club and North Child. The only one I could have put this for is the female protagonist, because both of these have female protagonists, but I went for the middle grade monthly book instead. And none of these have siblings, none of these are sci-fi, none of them have maps. What was the other prompts? Yeah, I don't have low expectations for either one of these, so I'm still gonna put them on my TBR. Am I crazy? I read how many books? 2 last month? maybe 3. I think it was 2. Yeah, and here I am putting 3 big ones and some other ones. But your girl got hope, okay? I believe in myself. I always think that next month will be better. Next month my health will be better. Do you like this chaotic energy? But I will be putting these on. This one I bought for Polarthon last year and I didn't get to it. Complete side note, this also matches my tattoo, which I think is amazing. Biggest reason why I picked it up. But Jade, again, the host of Polarthon, really liked this book. I think it sounds amazing. We're following this girl that gets told that she can't be on the Polar Bears Explorers Club because she's a girl, and she's like, hell no, that's not cool. Love that. And then she finds a way to join them, I'm assuming. And then we have North Child, which is actually based on a Norwegian fairy tale that I read as a kid. What is it called in English? The fairy tale in English is called East of the Sun and West of the Moon. And I read that growing up, so reading a retelling of that, I'm hyped. And then the last book that I didn't fit into anything, but I'm currently reading it, and that is Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. And this one is about mental health. I'm liking it so far. It's a bit... I do have some critiques, but I won't get into those now. But yeah, this one is relatively short. The chapters are relatively short, so I'm hoping I'll still be able to finish this. And oh my god, this TBR is so big. Alright, so this is my Neverland TBR, plus the Never Tell. And then these are the 3 other books I want to read this month. I read 2 books last month. Do you think I can do this, guys? I honestly have faith, so we'll see. But alright, that was it. My legs are now asleep, and hope you enjoyed. I'll have the links to all the books I talked about in the description. I'll have the readathons I've mentioned, the people that I've mentioned. What else? I'll have, like last month, I linked other TBR games down there. I will do that. Again, if you know about any TBR games, let me know. I love watching them. And thank you for all the kind comments on my last TBR game. It means so much. I have not gotten around to answering a lot. As I said, life sucks. Health sucks. But yeah, I think that's everything I need to say. Can you tell I don't really film anymore? But I think if I missed anything, it should be down in the description. And I will see you for my next TBR game, because I'm not gambling that I'm going to be able to film anything else than 1 video a month. You want to say bye? Me and Tinka says bye-bye. 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 I will see you guys. What is it? I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.